Unit 3, the key of F. Let's explore the F major scale and the chords that go with our F major scale. Remember our C scale and our G scale? We had a half step, didn't we, from step 7 to 8, that leading tone. And where was the other half step? Step 4 kind of pulls back to 3. So between 3 and 4 is a half step. Between 7 and 8, or 7 and 1, if you will, is a half step. So now let's move to the key of F. F is now our home note. So walking up, that didn't sound right, did it? So okay, if it doesn't sound right, it's not right. So what do we need? That's step 4 and 3. There's our half step. And our half step E to F works well, because that E, there's no black key between E and F. So it's already a half step without having to have any key signature, no sharp, no flat, just E to F. So what do we have our F scale then? Only the B flat. Let's catch that with finger 4, and then the thumb picks up from there. So notice our fingering, instead of 3 fingers and thumb under, we go all the way to the B flat, and then the thumb plays on the C. Let's go to page 34 and 35 to look at harmony. How are we going to harmonize in the key of F? Well, we get our 1 chord built on step 1. And if we wanted to be really sophisticated, we could look at, say, well, let's build on step 2. Notice I had to have a B flat in there, right? Because we stay in our key. 3 chord, 4 chord. Here we go. We know 1, 4, and 5 as the important primary chords. So here we are with 4. It's a B flat major chord, and then the 5 is a C. But remember, on 5, we often add that 7th, root, 3rd, 5th, so we add another skip. It's not a B natural, it's a B flat, because we have to stay within the watercolor set of our scale. And of course, we can rearrange it as we saw earlier. So we get the 1 chord, the 4, in a close position right here, and our 5, 7, and our 1. In your practice, put it like this with a bass in the left hand, right hand in closed position, 5, and back to 1. Now let's go to a piece. Let's look at Sloop John B. What is the first thing we see? We do 2 things. First, grab a pencil and take a close look, and we get a key signature and a time signature. What's our key signature tell us? 1 flat. What does that mean? 1 flat is always the key of F. That's the only scale that's going to have just that B flat. So you might even write up here F with a circle. Circle the key signature just to remind you. F means 1 flat. Now, what does that tell us in terms of chords? We'll probably have 1, 4, and 5 chords. Certainly we're going to have F and we're going to have C, right? We're going to look for C chords. We're also going to look for the 4 chord, the B flat. So let's scan our music. And what's going on in the beginning there? Well, we've got F, C, and here's an A. That A is pulled right out of our chord. So it's just all an F chord. And that serves as an introduction. So I'm going to put right at the top of the first measure F, and underneath that first measure I put 1, because F is the 1 chord. We've locked that in. Let's go to the melody. Well, we certainly see that F chord here, don't we? That A pulled up here, but what about this one? What chord is that? Well, let's take that B flat, bring it down here, and we see, oh yeah, that's the 4 chord in our closed position. So we get this kind of sound. We get the 1 chord, but a little variation at a 4 as a neighbor. And sometimes that's done just as a little fill, if you will. And that's what we've got here. Moving on.